What up? We are live. My name is Ethan and I am a content creator and I run a digital marketing agency called To Aspire. So as you have guys, some of you guys have been following along on my YouTube channel for a while now, and in the back half of 2021, I started this channel and I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do in regard to the channel. And I think in my last YouTube video, I briefly talked about how I will be talking more about growing my business and talking about the things that I had to do to get my digital marketing agency going and the life of a content creator. So I thought, why not help you guys understand what it takes to be a content creator and even to run a digital marketing agency. And I want to take you along on this in this series just so that if you're inspired to be a content creator, I want to be able to help you get there. That's the least I can do in regards to your engagement, in regard to you follow me along in this journey. I want to be able to add some value that you can find helpful, hopefully, and be able to maybe leverage in becoming your own content creator. And so this is going to be a multiple series, and I'm going to try to break it up into smaller sections and not make it such long videos so that you guys are able to digest everything that I talk about, because what it means to be a content creator or to run a digital marketing agency is a little complicated. And the most important thing that you just need to understand is that social media is here to stay. We have to learn how to use it. It's a free tool to help grow your brand, especially if you're not in the digital world. And given in this coming future, when it comes to the metaverse, when it comes to NFTs and all of that, we need to make sure we build our community and we have a strong following so that we'll be able to acclimate and transfer our brands more digital. And so I'm going to be spending time on this channel, and this channel specifically, giving these insights to be able to help you succeed. And this channel specifically is going to talk all about that. So you won't really see a lot of my content on like TikTok that will talk about that. You might see some on Instagram or on my To Aspire page. So the funny thing about that is a lot of brands, they typically repurpose their content. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add value to every platform that I'm on so that it is different content for every platform that you use. So TikTok is mainly for entertainment, Instagram more for inspirational fitness content, and it's going to be a little bit about business, and YouTube is all going to be about adding value on your day-to-day as a content creator. So I said a lot right there. I do want you to know that please comment below if you have any questions. I really want to know what the struggles you guys may face or what kinds of things that you want to learn more from me. I want to be as transparent as possible, and I want to help you guys become more successful in this world of content creation or being a content creator.
Why you wanna run away? Why you gotta be afraid? I wish I could make
Before we go any further, I do want to give a shout out to Cuts. I'm currently wearing it right now. It's a sweater. It's men's clothing, high quality. The shirts are pretty much wrinkle free and they're ready. They don't shrink. Ultimately, so many different colors. The t-shirt is pretty fitted from the chest and has more of a looser towards as it goes down to the waist. Overall, it's a great company with a great culture. If you're interested in trying out the shirts, I do have a discount code. You can use Ethan below to save. I'll leave the link in this description below, and you can be able to shop and check it out. Hey, why become a content creator? Why are we talking about content creation or even becoming an influencer? I think more importantly, even if you're looking to make this a full-time job or even a side hustle or even just for fun, I think it's important to be able to really be a part of this chapter or this time, is because this time is all about expressing yourself. It's all about showcasing who you are or who you want to be. And I think now more than ever, people can bring so much creativity and they can express themselves in any shape or form. But what I think more importantly is that every person has a story, and that story is worth to be shared. And I totally understand if you're not comfortable being on the camera, I wasn't at first, but slowly getting the hang of it. But I think ultimately, I want to hear every person's story. And I think it also kind of goes back to the whole point of like, well, what do I talk about? What do I want to go over? But you can go over anything that you want, and anything that you're passionate, anything that you always thought about that you wanted to do, go for it. But I think the most important thing, and that I am going to be preaching, is that becoming a content creator is all about expressing who you are and who you want to be. And I never want you to lose sight of that if you choose to make this something that is very successful in the future. Never forget what your core values are and always stay true to yourself. And so the first thing when it comes to becoming a content creator when you're starting out is, one, figure out your purpose. Figure out your passion, figure out your ambition, figure out what inspires you, figure out what you want to talk about. And one of the things I really, really want to emphasize, if you're looking to make this a side hustle or a job, don't think about the dollar sign. Don't think about the money. Think about what you want to talk about. Think about what problem you want to solve. Think about what impact you want to make. And once you figure that out, everything will fall into place. Because the minute you start thinking about money, the more that you're going to fall into the trap of like really trying to get the most likes, really trying to get the most engagement. And it will become, and then figuring out what content to put that hook people in. And it won't sound authentic or organic. And so I think really think about what you're passionate about. And so what if it gets 10 likes? That means 10 people saw it and 10 people like it. Don't worry about trying to get that. Just worry about just becoming your true self and just expressing who you want to be. And once that kind of, and once people see that, and the more you continue to do that, the more you'll be able to attract more people and you can build your community. The next piece is figuring out who your target audience is. And so that is something that you have to really think about, and I really need you to really take that seriously, because when I started becoming a content creator, or when I started taking it seriously, I would think about, okay, I really want to talk to these people, I want to talk to these people, and it was just like a wide spectrum of people. And now when I actually came to building content, it started getting overwhelming. And two, another big important piece of it is figuring out like where you're going to show up on the platform, because each platform also comes with specific people. And so one, figuring out like who you want to talk to and figuring out what platform you do want to show up on. And I think ultimately too, that like when you're figuring out who you want to talk to, try to get inspiration out of it, but at the same time, don't compare yourself to other content creators, because at the same time, it's that you might think that they're doing a better job, but they may be on a different journey and they may be on a different path than you are. And don't think about, oh yeah, the way that they present or the way that they sell their services are way better than you. Remember when I go back to storytelling. Every single person is unique in their own way, and you really have to think about it in that lens and really focus on showcasing, even if the whole, let's just say fitness, let's just say you want to promote becoming a personal trainer. Yeah, the world is filled with so many personal trainers, but really think about who you are as an individual and how you can make an impact on people as a personal trainer. So do not compare yourself to like these high-end personal trainers, celebrity trainers, so and so. Be you. Just all that really has to matter. And so once you identify the target audience and you figure out like what platform you show up, then you're pretty much all good to go, and we're ready to move on to number 3. 3 is what we talked about being you and being unique, is identifying your brand. And it is identifying how you want to speak, how you want to show up on social media. And just so it means, and I know I'm saying this again, but we'll talk about it later, is that how you show up on platforms isn't going to be the same. And some content creators are going to say that it's best to show up consistently across all platforms. Like if you're on TikTok, let's just say you make a YouTube video and then you repurpose it for TikTok, TikTok and you repurpose it for Instagram, yeah, that's great. You're going to target out there. But for me specifically, my audiences on my platforms are different. And so TikTok audiences probably wouldn't like my fitness content, or even YouTube. My YouTube subscribers wouldn't like any of my Instagram content. So really think about like what your voice is going to be on that platform as well too. If you want to make it simple, then by all means, great. Have the same like voice across all. That's great. But I also, like I said, I'm a firm believer that I want to give people a purpose when they follow me on different platforms. Like, why would they want to follow me on YouTube if they already follow me on Instagram? Why would they want to follow me on TikTok if they already follow me on YouTube and Instagram? So I want to give people a purpose, but at the same time too, I also understand the balance of like really, because when you first start out, it is going to be overwhelming trying to navigate it. So I would try to stick to like 1 or 2 platforms to show up on. And then once you build that confidence and work through it, then great. But that also doesn't go to my overarching theme. Like, you do want to have a voice as a whole. Just how are you going to project it onto the different platforms? So identify what that voice is going to be, and then you go from there. All right, so we have identified what your passion is going to be, and then we identified what your target audience is, and then the third piece is identifying what your brand and voice is going to be. Now that you have summed that all up, the next part is that it's time to show up. It's time to get yourself on these platforms. It's time to figure out how you're going to position yourself, and that's where content strategy comes into play. Content strategy in itself is a very, very, it's not complicated, but it's simple, but it can be complicated, because the thing that you want to do when it comes to building a content strategy is you want to figure out how to get people to come to your page and to even get to know you. And so content strategy is going to be a big part. But before you get into content strategy, make a couple posts. Just start showing up, get engaged, and get some analytics on like how your posts are performing. And then just show up and just kind of say, hey, this is what you're going to be doing. Please follow along for the journey. And I think the most important thing is getting your circle involved, like getting your close friends, getting your family, getting everyone involved on this journey. And I would tell you that too, like I am guilty of this, but I was reluctant to share people, my immediate family and friends, about my journey on this, because I was just afraid of what they might think. That is the biggest thing you're going to have to figure out, is not really worrying about what other people think. And so I really want you to start this out and like identify the 3 things, which is the purpose, target audience, your brand and voice. And the last thing is show up. And once you show up, you'll start to build a rhythm, and you'll start to get a pulse of how things are going. That is just like barely scratches the surface. On my next episode, we're going to talk about the harsh realities when it comes to becoming a content creator, because I do want to be transparent as much as possible, and I would share all the struggles and challenges that I had as a content creator, and that it wasn't easy. And then I will continue on this series, but ultimately my goal is to help you build your brand, because I think this social media is here to stay. We have to be able to get comfortable with being in this digital age. I don't think we're ever going back to like writing on, we'll probably start paper and pencil, but all about social media is the next thing. And all we can do is we can hate it, we can love it, but I think the biggest thing that we can make the most impact on it, especially for brands as well too. Well, thank you so much for watching my channel. Like I said, I really want to hear from you guys. I really want to know what you guys want to learn about when it comes to this to the series about building a brand and becoming a content creator. Please comment below and let me know what you think. And two, share me your insight too, because I'm a content creator, and I think the biggest thing that we have to think about, we have to learn. It's an endless opportunity of learning. We're always going to grow, and new things will be rolled out, and we're just going to have to kind of stay afloat and figure out how to navigate that through together. Instagram constantly coming out with updates. So please comment below, let me know what you think. And then I think I'll see you in the next episode. But before I close it out, Please like if you thought this was very helpful. Please follow and feel free to check out my other channels. I will also try to provide a little bit more insight about who I am. You can mainly find that on my other channels as well too. But ultimately, I think I gotten some feedback that people want to know a little bit more about me and like why I'm in Atlanta when I lived in California my whole life. So many different things to share. But I would try to kind of sneak those in when we are talking about these different kinds of aspect of social media, content creation, building an agency, even building a brand. So more to come. Thank you again. I feel like I said too much, but I will see you next week.